Welcome everyone to our practice today. And today we're focusing on a request for grace and ease in our lives in this week. We're also giving gratitude for all the good things in our lives, for our good health, and for our body's ability to bounce back. And we're so lucky, really, that just by waiting, I always think it's interesting that people who are at hospital are called patients because basically the waiting heals us half the time. We just have to wait for it. And sometimes we need the right ingredients to help heal. And we ask for those ingredients in our lives as well. Plenty of what we need. And a lot of that's to do with the nutrients that we eat. And even we do need that ability to stay relaxed and not stress out too much, because that can slow healing as well. So we ask for the grace and ease to feel less stressed when things are hectic in our lives. And wherever you may be, we're asking that the weather be good where you are, that you receive a little bit of the warmth of the sun against your skin. And remember how beautiful life can be. So just closing your eyes, allowing yourself to relax a little in the chair, get a cushion if you'd like. I'll be using a scarf just to create a little barrier between me and the rest of the world, bringing all of our attention inward and into a deep space within us, a space within us that is always connected with divine light and divine love and hope and joy and intelligence. Sometimes we know way more than we realize. And a lot of that comes from this deeper part of ourselves. Just noticing your breath for a moment or two as you receive and release the breath. And again. Perhaps there are other noises that you can hear in the distance, a car driving by, birds singing. If there's anyone else in your home rattling through or listening to music, whatever the noises you hear, let them bring you deeper and deeper into a peaceful, relaxed feeling within you. And we're trusting that this space is safe, and all is well. So if there's anything on your mind that you're not sure is working out the way it should, bring it into your heart for a moment as a gift that we're going to give to the divine. We're going to ask for grace for that thing. And it can be for someone else. If you see someone else struggling right now, bring them into your mind, into your heart. And knowing that you personally carrying this feeling of compassion is not enough to help them. What they really need is a connection to their own divinity, a connection to their own soul. So bringing them into your mind now, we're going to hand them over to the divine. Hand over the projects that you have over to the divine. Hand over all of the little things that are going on in life, the way that life weaves its tapestry around us. And we're handing over all of those things. You can imagine they're in a basket and they're written on a little piece of paper, or there's something in the basket to represent that person. And you're just kneeling down even and pushing it towards the feet of the divine in whatever form you see it, that is of the highest divine light, the highest divine light, the highest divine light. And we ask that these projects and these people be given the grace and ease that they need today. And when we think of grace and ease, it can also bring to mind flow. And flow is so beautiful when we start something and we can maintain it. And flow often happens when we have good habits, when we put things in place that can easily be replicated tomorrow and the day after and the day after. Creating structure can help our flow. Putting reminders in your phone to do something important can help with the flow. Having positive self-care built into your schedule can help with your flow. And maybe you're neglecting something that needs to be there to help you with your flow. Maybe a chat with a friend, a regular coffee date with someone once a week or once every 2 or 3 weeks. Something that you can put into a regular flow is always great. So just imagine now that you're being given guidance for you. Maybe it's to have a notebook beside your bed so that you do some scribbling, writing before you go to sleep. Maybe it's that you need to take certain vitamins every day. You need to put them somewhere, like beside the kettle when you make your tea in the morning. Just asking that we be guided. To have ease in our lives, sometimes there's prep needed. There's a little bit of thought needed. So asking that those simple things come into our minds and that we take action on them. And we take some responsibility for creating ease in our own lives. And to me, it brings to mind the day and night. And the divine created ease by creating everything in cycles. The day follows a night. The spring follows the winter. The summer follows the spring. The autumn follows the summer, and on and on. So we ask Mother Earth, teach us, help us learn the wisdom that we need to create that in ways that help us with ease in our lives. Help us to see a way forward. Beautiful. And we will be doing a mantra today, Om Namu Narayanaya Namaha. Om Namu Narayanaya Namaha, which is specifically for flow. And it calls on a deity that is related to Lord Vishnu, Narayanaya, or Narayan, I think probably. And this deity is related also to water And we can imagine that the way a river flows, that our lives can also flow. So we'll come to that mantra a little later. Imagine that everything is starting to flow for you with ease. Oh. 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 Om. 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 Pulling the inward into your body. Om. Feel it in your belly. Om. 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 Noticing any change already with just that one mantra. And now I'd like to ask you to invite your guides to be with you. And perhaps you've ignored your guides. Maybe they need an apology before they come back. Maybe they're feeling a little bit like, oh, she doesn't really need me or want me. So we often can also request a guide for certain areas of our lives. So those of you who maybe help others in some way, you can ask for a guide in your service and how you work. We can ask for a guide for our finances. We can ask for a guide for our health. And we may be blessed with those energies that will be supportive in those areas. So in your heart, request that help and ask for it to come from the highest form of divine light, the highest form of divine light, and the highest form of divine light, in alignment with God's will and God's way. Always, always, always. And just calling on the beings of this place and acknowledging that we're surrounded by positive energy from the land, from the ancestors who may have been in this place before us. Just acknowledging that we're never truly, fully alone. And in the best possible way, we're all together, all of us. Om Istana Devaya Namah. Om Istana Devaya Namah. Om Istana Devaya Namah. Om Istana Devaya Namaha. Om Istana Devi Namah. Om Istana Devi Namah. Om Istana Devi Namah. Om Istana Devi Namaha. Om Grama Devaya Namah. Om Grama Devaya Namah. Om Grama Devaya Namah. Om Grama Devaya Namaha. Om Grama Devi Namah. Om Grama Devi Namah. Om Grama Devi Namah. Om Grama Devi Namah. We ask for a blessing for our ancestors and the ancestors who are further along in spiritual evolution. We ask for their guidance, and we pray for all of our ancestors who've ever gotten a little stuck along the way, and acknowledging that they've been always doing their best and grateful for their existence, which allows our existence. We also pray for a moment for our DNA. We ask for our DNA to continue to have purity and strength. We ask that in any ways that our DNA is passed from one generation to another, that it be protected and pure and full of divine light, divine light, divine light. Om Ancestraya Namah. 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 Now calling on Lord Ganesh. Lord Ganesh is the elephant energy, asking that any obstacles be removed, released. Om Gang Ganabate Namaha. 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 I'd like to ask Lord Ganesh to really help us if there's any way that we're hanging on to the past. And sometimes when difficult things happen, when people are really not treating us well, it's very hard to let that go, very hard to forgive. And if we believe in a divine justice, that things that are unfair are seen by the divine, and that our suffering is seen by the divine. If we can hand over the pain and allow that we're not responsible for all of the justice needed in the world, but we ask for divine justice. We ask for those things that are unjust to be seen. And in the human ways, we ask that justice be served in a balanced and compassionate way. And we hand over everything else. If, as best you can, hand over everything else. Forgive. Just give that over. We'd like to be free. We'd like to be free to move on. And we're going to ask Mother Ganges. The Ganges River in India is considered the mother, and its rushing waters can cleanse us and make us whole again. So imagine you're standing near a very powerful, rushing, deep river high in the mountains. It's moving down a slope toward the sea, and it's loud. Om Ganges, Om Gangaya Namaha, 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 Om Gangaya Namaha. Om Gangaya Namaha. Om Gangaya Namaha. I'd like you to consider forgiving yourself also in this prayer. Sometimes we're hard on ourselves when we didn't do it right. So really include yourself. Let it go. Let it go. Om Gangaya Namaha. 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 Keeping the feeling of that flowing energy of water in mind, we're calling on Narayana and asking for better flow for everything in our lives and ease, and let the cycles of the days and nights have the structure we need to maintain our own progress in life. And we ask that our highest soul potential be served by all of the habits we have in our lives, and ask ourselves if these habits do serve our soul's potential. And our soul's potential doesn't just mean our work, it also means the connections we have with others, our relationships. Ask yourself if you're missing anything. Is there someone or some activity with others that your soul would like you to be involved in? Is there someone that needs a phone call once a week? And ask yourself how you might manage to remember to do that. Om Namu Narayanaya Namaha. Om Namu Narayanaya Namaha. Om Namu Narayanaya Namaha. Om Namu Narayanaya Namaha. Feel the rhythm of the mantra to feel that flow. Om Namu Narayanaya Namaha. 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 Om Namu Narayanaya Narayanaaya Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya 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 Namaha. And we'll say just a few mantras for each of the planets. The planets exist in this ease and grace with each other, maneuvering around each other gently in a cyclical way, in a predictable way. We ask that the planets and their wisdom help us and give us grace in our lives, acknowledging the sun and the moon for our days and our nights. Om Suryaya Namaha for the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. 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 For the moon, Om Chandraya Namaha. 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 For Mars, Mars represents energy. And when Mars is a little off balance, it creates frustration. So we ask that we stay balanced and that we channel our energy so that we don't feel as frustrated Om Mangalaya Namaha. 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 For Mercury, it helps us with communication. Om Buddhaya Namaha. 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 For Jupiter, it helps us learn and expand. Om Brahaspataya Namaha. 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 For Venus, for sweetness, love, beauty. Om Shukraya Namaha. 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 For Lord Shani, who helps us create the systems, the habits that we need. Today, especially, we ask Lord Shani to help us to create ease in our lives and give us grace where we don't see how to do that yet. Help us to create lives of ease. Om Shani Devaya Namaha. 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 Rahu and Ketu are the nodes of the moon, where things are more obscured, where we don't know what we don't know. So we ask that we be given, definitely we need grace in those situations, because things are not what they seem. And we can be guided by the divine, our gut instincts, our intuition in those moments. And we ask for grace to navigate those situations. Om Rahuveya Namaha. 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 Om Ketuveya 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 Namaha. for protection. Ya Hafiz, Ya Latif. 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 Surrounding your homes, your friends, and this world with light. Ya Nur. 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 Om. Just sit with that for a moment or two, noticing as you receive and release your breath, the beautiful cycle of the breath, how pure, how automatic it is, how built in to create grace and ease in your life, remembering that your natural state is easy. Your breath proves that. It's meant to be easy. And when we need to focus or push forward for a time, we come back to this ease and we rest in it. But even the tough things can become easier. Beautiful. So just in your heart, be grateful that all of your prayers have been heard. Because it's that gratitude that really sends that prayer forward. Amen. And then rubbing your hands briskly together, creating some heat. Get in between your fingers, get your thumbs, get your wrists, covering your eyes with your hands, breathing in here and releasing. Sealing that energy in, tapping your head, shoulders, arms, chest, back, belly, hips, and legs, and coming back into the room. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.